I'll be honest. I think I've got whiplash. I was looking here, I was looking there, I was looking up, I was looking down. The game was just going. It was stopping. It was going to Calcutta. It was going to Rajasthan. From Rajasthan to Calcutta. Calcutta to Rajasthan. And then in the end, it was Rajasthan. On the 14th birthday of the greatest league in the world, has given us the greatest game of this season and perhaps one of the best games in all 14 and a half seasons so far. It has just been absolutely spectacular. I'm just going to take a minute to catch my breath. You're watching Cricbuzz Live. I'm Gaurav Kapur. With me, Pommie Mbangwa and Joy Bhattacharjya. Let's see if they're doing any better with catching their breath. Joy, as a person who was there with the Calcutta team on the 18th of April, 2008, did you think today was the magic day that they'd be able to do it again? And they almost did.
Magic and so close. First when Shreyas was batting, and then when after that magical Chahal over, when Umesh Yadav came and hit these sixes, and we always know Umesh Yadav can hit it. He can hit it really long. And suddenly you think the game is changing again. And I mean, this was an amazing, amazing game.
How's your neck, Pommie? How's your neck? Have you got whiplash like me as well?
Oh, man. I mean, pendulum. That's what was going on. Left, right, back, over, under, whatever. It was crazy. Absolutely. I tell you what, I think that it's a kind of fitting celebration, yes, as a 14th anniversary. Also because the team that wins today is the team that won it in that first year. How about that? I think that kind of just goes quite nicely along. You know what I'm saying? So, yes, everyone was saying Kolkata, McCullum smashed it, and I get it. It was pretty incredible, more than incredible what he did, and he was playing for that side. But for the inaugural tournament, it was them that won it, the boys in blue. So, yeah, top effort for them to, one, have 100 in their lineup in setting up a score. Two, have a hat trick in there. I love it that Chahal's bowling well. I love it that it's his over. That kind of shifts things around where we think, oh, well, we don't know where this is going. When they're going to bring the spinner back? How's he going to go? They'll probably whack him out the ground when the time comes because they're going to probably have to, and they'll take it against him. And the way he bowls, tossing it up, they think they can. Well, good luck to you.
17th over is what Chahal bowled, and that's what he did. He picked up 4 wickets, including a hat trick in that over. He did his famous celebration at the end of that as well. And it was just before that over started, Joy. Shreyas Iyer batting, looking in great form. You're like, KKR is going to get this done perhaps with an over to spare, right? Yeah. And then Chahal comes and just does that against all odds, just showing you how big a heart he has.
And not only that, it's a very, 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 very talented bowler who can bowl that well to both left-handers and right-handers and change seamlessly. So the one he does to get Venkatesh Iyer, he bowls really beautiful, gets him on length, gets him to charge down the crease, and he stumps him. After that, Shreyas Iyer, big one. Not the best of his deliveries, but it was still good. Shivam Mavi drags him outside, gets him to hit. He knows he's going to hit against the spin first ball there. But the beauty of it, just as good as the first ball, was the one to Cummins. What a ripper. To give a ball like that in the last ball. And, we know that Cummins is no mug with the bat. The kind of ball that he delivered under pressure. I mean, can you imagine? 4 wickets, 1 single and 1 wide. That's all. That is possibly one of the finest, most decisive overs I've seen. So far, Umran Malik's over that, 4-wicket over with 3 wickets and a run out was probably the best over the IPL so far. And I think this one is just a shade better.
I'm calling this one because of the context of the game, Pommie, where the game was placed and what this over has done. And the conditions that he was bowling in, who he's up against, small ground, just everything stacked against him. And that's how a sweet little Chinchu Chahal likes it, right? It looks like he won't be able to handle the pressure, but he can handle more pressure than people 5 times his size.
Yeah, and I'll toss in something else, actually. Let's put it all into context, actually. And it all just heaps even more praise on Yuzvendra Chahal. The fact that Shreyas Iyer gets dropped, what is it, a couple of overs? It's over 15 he gets dropped, right? Yeah. And he's sailing along. And essentially, in that over that he gets dropped, the seamer has been brought back earlier rather than going to the spin. And the reason for not going to the spin is because Shreyas Iyer is very good against the spin. And if there's anyone who's going to whack out the ground, it's any spinner that turns up. So Samson delays the spin and thinks, I can't bowl you now. I've got to delay you a little bit because we've got to get this guy out first. All of that fails, and now he's got to go and face the big man. He turns up to face the big, succeeds in sort of having him off strike for the first part of the over, but then he faces up to him. And that ball, it's straight, it's a bit quicker, and he knows what he's trying to do. And if he makes any sort of contact with that, it goes sailing out the ground. He doesn't. And man, not just one, 2 and 3 and 4 and whatever you like, and the celebration and everything else after that. And they thought they'd won it then, but they hadn't, because there were other things coming too, man.
Hey, listen, I mean, we haven't told people this, but we also talk about that as soon as he gets 4 wickets in this 17th over, the 18th over, it's Trent Bolt bowling to Umesh Yadav. When you think, this game is done, Umesh hits Trent Bolt for 20 in that over. I'm telling you, this game was just whiplash central. The fans, we couldn't have got a better gift on what is the 14th birthday of this league. It was just absolutely fabulous. But listen, we talk about small instances, but let's not take away from the fact that the Knight Riders came so close to a mammoth target. It was 217 what Rajasthan put up. Let's take a moment to figure that they got to 210 and they almost won this. Let's see what the innings progression was, because they were just going. And Joy, it wasn't just hell for leather. It wasn't just swinging your bat wildly. It was some brilliant batting. It was some great hitting. It was a coordinated attack, which kind of somewhere between over 6 and 16 really threw the Rajasthan bowlers off their game.
Totally. And it started with Finch. Finch was looking so uncomfortable, didn't start well, was not timing it at all. And, you could almost hear sniggers in the commentary. What's this guy doing? He's not timing, he's not getting it. Then he gets one in the middle of the bat, and suddenly Finch changes. And then Shreyas Iyer gets inspired. Shreyas starts hitting them beautifully. And that's just it, Just a couple of matches back. In fact, just one match back, we're talking about the fact that Shreyas is being targeted here. And people, after seeing Umran Malik, the way he's bowling against him, they can really target him with the shorter one. And he just stepped aside and whacked them when they bowled the shorter one at him. Maybe, possibly Trent Bolt is not as fast as Prasidh Krishna, can certainly, rev them up out there, but he was fantastic. And that, I think the Kolkata chase was a textbook chase till that Chahal over. Yeah. It was a textbook chase till then.
Absolutely.
Can I just
you can
toss
see it was
something else in there?
Yeah, sure.
This match had it all. And the reason I say it had it all, think about the Kolkata Knight Riders, and if you were to pick a side and batters to come in after the halfway stage in a chase where you need to go and get 218, and you've got many of the runs up front. They were 2 down at 10 overs. Correct. 2 down. And Dre Russ still had to come in. And Dre Russ would still, walk in and, hey, it's set for you, away you guys go. That one delivery. And that's why I say, you can make an impact. Your figures could be 1 for 40. But despite it being 1 for 40, the one you get is particularly important. And he gets a golden duck with a magical delivery. He jumps wide and he bowls the current ball. It's the right length. It's the right line, sort of pitches middle and off. And because of the angle from wide and hits off, oh, man, play that. Play that, Unbelievable. You can pick out a few other things in the game. What a game. It was a great game. Just sitting there thinking, man, what else is this going to throw up at us?
Exactly.
The thing is, the game has, I think, gone 50 minutes. That's right, 50 minutes over the stipulated time that it's allowed. I don't think you can grudge even one of those 50 minutes of it going over, because it was just that quality again. It was just fantastic. And well, the thing is that this ground, they don't like this ground. I don't even think they like the ground, which is 500 meters across the road, which is Wankhede. But they don't like Brabant. They played 5 games here. They've lost all 5, today being the 5th. But let's have a look at what the points table has done, right? Let's discuss that for a moment if we can, because we have the Rajasthan Royals who are knocking the door now. They're 1 win behind Gujarat, right? That takes them to 8 points, doesn't it? They're up there now, playing their 6th game today. I hope I'm seeing the updated one on Cricbuzz. We've got Mr. Numbers, Joy Bhattacharjya is here with us to tell us. But the GT has got 5 out of 6. They're at 10. A very healthy net run rate as well for Rajasthan. This team is looking like it's fast-tracking itself to the qualifiers. I know early days, just 6 games out of 14, but geez, they're looking good.
Yeah, they are looking good. And remember, Kolkata just dropped 3 in a row. From 3-1 and top of the table, they just dropped 3 in a row.
Lord.
Yeah. Things are happening out here. And see, the other thing is that, this is a 10-team tournament, okay? So there have been years. So in 2019, the Sunrisers qualified with 6 wins. But you can do that if you're 4 teams in an 8-team tournament, 4 are qualifying. In a 10-team tournament, nothing below 8 will get you in. 7 has to have statistically very improbable results for even 7 to get through. Basically, the magic number for safety is 8. You get 8, you're probably going to qualify.
And I wonder, and Joy, you're Mr. Numbers, right? I wonder if 8 is you're going to qualify or you may qualify. Because how often do we end up at the end of the season? Someone misses out on net run rate by just a little bit.
So the only place where the only time we've ever had a 10-team tournament is 2011. And I remember that distinctively because I think 2 teams were on 9 and 10 and 9. 11 and 10. And then there was Mumbai on 9 and Kolkata on 8. And the next team that couldn't qualify was then 7s and 6s. So 8 was a cutoff then. See, the problem is the moment you have 4 out of 10, that means 6 guys need to have bad results. So, 8 will probably get you there. You're right. It could get tight at 8 as well if 2 teams just drop off. For example, if Mumbai starts losing to everybody, or if a guys lose 3-4 matches. I'm sorry, I didn't say that. Guys. I didn't say that. You didn't hear me. That didn't happen. It was a glitch in the matrix. It was a glitch in the matrix, guys.
Stop it. Oh, listen, I'll tell you one thing. You can't predict who's going to qualify, but you can predict a real thick middle. There's going to be a traffic jam at the end of the league stage where net run rate will play a part. I'm telling you right now, they will. For Knight Riders, yes, they've lost 3 in a row, but they can look back at this game today with a lot of pride. They'll take a lot of positive out of this to get to almost 217. And it's not like their bowling. Some of their bowling was really good, but Josh Butler was just on song today. Pommie, there was one wide Yorker that Pat Cummins bowled that Josh Butler's hit for a 4. You're like, this ball is a textbook wide Yorker. You teach kids to bowl that ball, but when Butler's just that good on the day, what are you going to do?
There's not a lot you can do. I remember during the game, they showed a pitch map and sort of strike zones and strike rates, right? And the worst in terms of strike rate was 105, his strike rate. And that was sort of from off stump to fit stump. So corridor, and it was Yorker, some of it was bumper, some of it was length. So that's kind of almost the perfect ball that you're bowling. And even then, they're not saying he can't score of it. He sometimes gets out of it. And that's the only area where the wickets had fallen. And I think there might have been 5 or 6 dismissals there and no dismissals anywhere else. And that was the lowest strike rate for him. The rest, it went up and in multiples, not just like by a little bit in the next area, all around the park. So you've got literally no margin for error. Sometimes, as you're saying to us, when you get it right, so you bowl the delivery you want to bowl, it still goes for 4. Like that Yorker where he goes so deep in the crease, the ball lands on the popping crease and he whacks, and it lands wide on the popping crease. and he still whacks it offside through the gap, 4 runs. Yeah, unbelievable. Top batting. It really is
It
in
really
some
was.
form.
We've seen a lot of top batting today, and let's special shout out to Calcutta captain Shreyas Iyer, 85 of 51, 7 fours, 4 sixes. Almost took his team to the win, but almost is not good enough. So the Knight Riders will take a few things out today, but for Rajasthan, it's interesting to see will they continue to play with this 6 batters, 5 bowlers, because it's a risky ploy, Joy. It's paid off today completely, but it is a risky ploy. So I'm very keen to see if they go ahead with this. Well, they've won and they're on number 2 on the table, so you're guessing that they will, won't they?
Yeah, I'm guessing they will. The thing is, they don't have too many other batters in the hutch. I mean, they're international players. I think you're fixed. The way they play the international, they'll play Bolt. After today, McCoy will play. The way they're stacking up, Josh Butler will definitely be there. I think the big issue out here for them is that, who are they going to play instead of, if they want to get rid of, say, Riyan Parag. I would definitely bring back Yashasvi Jaiswal somewhere in that batting order. That guy's talented enough to play, and he deserves a game. I mean, if Riyan Parag has been given 7 chances, good luck to him. Perhaps it hasn't worked out for him. But Yashasvi Jaiswal was our India under-19 captain, serious prospect. Give him a chance here. Give him a chance.
I just want to say one thing before we wrap up and start talking about tomorrow's game is that a lot of criticism before the tournament began for Shemron Hetmyer, saying he's not been fit for West Indies, but he's fit here. I'll tell you, the amount he's running the field today, he's fit now. He's fit, isn't he? You run that much, you run yourself into fitness. He was just electric in the field today. He's carrying a bit of extra weight. You could see it when he dived and the shirt came up a bit. But hey, listen, he got the job done today with bat. He got the job done today in the field. So, yeah, it's good.
I'll just tell you a story about Shemron Hetmyer. They keep saying that Shemron Hetmyer, the maximum preparation he does before coming out to the tournament is dye his hair the color of his team. That's what he does. That's about all the work he does. Okay. But the guy who said this to me was one of the people who bid for him and didn't get him. So at the end of the day, they all know that despite all that, he is a special talent. What a player, man.
Yeah, and Joy and Gaurav, the issue, I think, and the frustration, whether it be West Indies or whether it be the guy who didn't get him at the auction, is that even in the field, when you see him run around, so when he is fit, good arm, good pace to the ball, covers a lot of ground when fielding. He's a really good fielder. So I think when people speak of fitness, it's not so much because they're having a go at the guy. It's more because they're saying, hold on, we need you to maximize your potential. Whether that is for the West Indies or it is for Rajasthan Royals, because he's a top player. I like him. I've liked him. And he plays spin well. He plays seam well. He's shown that he's got great temperament. He is shown that, like at the back end, I said to you that the engine room is the difficult part of any game for any side in 2020 cricket and probably in one-day cricket as well. 4, 5, and 6 finish the game or bat a long time. And that's the job he's doing. 1, he needs to be fit. 2, he's got the skills, and we know he does. So, yeah, I hope he continues to have a decent IPO.
And, of course, Obed McCoy bowling that last over, playing his first game. I think I could hear his heartbeat from the stadium, 12 kilometers away from it. I think I could hear it, but he was spectacular. Got the job done. Okay, listen, we could talk about this game for another hour because it's just been, and I think our adrenaline is pumping enough. But let's just talk about the game that's happening tomorrow as well. We've had 2 nights of exciting finishes. Can we make it 3 in a row? Well, if you think there's a team that can do that, 2 teams who can do that, it's Lucknow and Bangalore. Severely loaded with talent on both sides are these teams. So let's have a look and see if there would be any changes. Who are you bringing first? Bring it, young man. Bring it. Whoever you'd like. There you go. Let's look at the Lucknow squad first. You've got KL Rahul, Quinton de Kock, Manish Pandey, Marcus Stoinis, Jason Holder, Deepak Hooda, Krunal Pandey, Ayush Padoni, Ravi Bishnoi, Avish Khan, Dushmant Chamira. They did Pommie. They got where there Manish Pandey in for Krishna Gautam. Do you see them continuing that way?
Yeah, I do. I think what you want is experience. What you want is kind of calmness. What you want is guys who've been around the block, who know what's happening. And what must happen with them is that they've got to be clear with what they need to do. In Quinton de Kock and KL Rahul, they've got two of the very best. They're fantastic. They really are. KL Rahul continues to just churn out runs. He's just 30 today or something, is he?
30th birthday.
I read that. Like, he's 30 years old. He's been around forever. It's like he's not been growing. Like, he's counting backwards. I mean, gee whiz.
He's not from Punjab. He is legit. His birth certificate is legit.
I'm not in any way suggesting that. I'm just saying that he's been around such a long time and getting so many runs that you forget that these guys are quite young, so, and I don't know when he started, but I remember people going, Lokesh Rahul, and I remember him turning up and KL Rahul, and I thought it was two different people, but it's one guy. And so it's a really long time that he's been about, and he's finally I say finally, it's not like he's been out of form in IPL ever. Is continually at the top of the run. So yeah, wonderful guy, and also really stylish, really good to watch. You watch him all day. Quinton de Kock, dangerous, so talented, so easy on the eye as well. Hits the ball easy. Always will look to dominate right up at the front. And Manish Pandey himself, when he goes, man, it's great to watch. He's wonderful to watch. Sometimes I don't know what happens. He's kind of sometimes hits, sometimes misses, and he plays peculiar innings sometimes where he won't go at it. And you think, well, how you run a ball innings in a game where everyone else is flying? What's happened? And hopefully there's none of that for Lucknow, because they can't afford it. They need him to continue the momentum, to be the aggressive Manish Pandey that they know. Where I think, I wonder how this is going to go. Is their bowling. It's good as a side. You look at it, but you wouldn't say it has star power, would you? I like Dushman Chamera. I like Avesh Khan. I like Ravi Bishnoi. I like Stoinis and Holder. But you wouldn't look at them and think, we're going to have a great deal of trouble. Krunal Pandya is good, as is Huda. Ayush Badoni is going to, no doubt, is going to contribute in that middle order. But yeah, they've done well. I mean, you can't argue with what they're giving out. And perhaps that's it. Fly under the radar, no real big stars. Maybe people kind of taking advantage and thinking, maybe we can send you over the boundary and win as you go along. So perhaps that's how it's going to go.
They are ticking a lot of boxes with their bowling, but Pommie's got a point. Is there anybody in there who you're shuddering to face? Because a lot of teams have those kind of bowlers. KL Rahul, just to answer your question, Boxing Day 2014 was his test debut, as I see on the Cricbuzz app. The IPL was in 2013. On my birthday, actually, 11th of April. He made his debut on my birthday. That was a very sweet thing for him to do. He didn't have to, but he did. So
it's just
very, very nice.
He's a nice guy, I told you.
He's a nice guy.
He knows what to acknowledge, the real important things in life.
He knows. He even told me, he said, thank you so much. It turned out to be very special. Well, let's have a look at the Bangalore team now. It's the team that he used to play for, or the team that he has turned out for before, but it's Faf du Plessis who's captaining that team. And I think the story there, perhaps, Joy, has been your old Calcutta boy, Dinesh Karthik, who has just been fantastic. What is going on with him?
197 runs, a strike rate of his batting average right now in the tournament is 197 because he's got out just once in 6
Correct.
Okay, strike rate is 200 plus. But I'll tell you one thing. Say what you want about the Lucknow team. You are seeing two championship contenders. These two guys are championship contenders.
I like that. That's a big call, and I like it.
Wow.
Yeah, they're two championship contenders. What was Bangalore missing? Bangalore was missing that edge in their bowling. Somebody who can go there and really take wickets. Josh Hazelwood's come in. He's given them that. They've got Hazelwood. They've got Hasaranga. They've got Harshal Patel, who's a death over specialist. They've got Maxwell up front. They've got Dinesh Karthik to finish. Mohammad Siraj. This is a complete team. Other than Prabhu Desai, who's not done badly for himself. Anuj Raut has acquitted himself. See, the other interesting thing is Duplessis had a great start, but he's been quiet after that. Okay, Virat Kohli's had one decent innings, and they're still a dangerous team. Glenn Maxwell hasn't really got off. He's come late. He hasn't really got off. This is a very, very dangerous team if it can get going.
What about their bowling, Pommie? How do you think this stacks up?
Stars. I mean, if you look at their team, let's spin Wanindu Hasaranga, number 1, number 2 T20 bowler in the world. Josh Hazlewood, pretty speaks for itself. He's top bowler in Australia, top bowler for Australia and in international cricket. Mohammad Siraj, everybody saw him turn up and kind of take to Test cricket like a duck to water. Go off to Harshal Patel, top wicket taker last season. It doesn't matter who you look at. It's star power all over the place. Even when you go to the batting. In the batting side, if you stack the two sides up, yes, those are, both sides are star power and there's stars there. But in the bowling side, the one team, I'll even go so far as to say the Lucknow team are the guys who would quietly in the big sides and all the other sides kind of be the partner of the star, if you know what I mean. So I'd be the guy at the other end, whilst the other one gets all the plaudits. This guy goes 2 for 20 and he contributes because he gets the main batter out and he breaks the big partnership. That sort of thing. I mean, Avesh Khan last season, we were watching as Delhi were going really well and we're saying, what is it about these guys? Oh, it's Nokia, it's Rabada. But Avesh Khan was taking all those wickets and making sure if they got a decent start, they wouldn't get away because he'd come in and he'd get a wicket invariably and he'd finish with 2 for something, 1 for something, 3 for something. And so at the end of the season, no one's saying too much about him, but he's efficient. He's good, knows what he's about, knows what he's doing. Same for Dushman Chamira, same for the others. Actually, as far as that bowling attack is concerned, it's going to be a good game, I think.
It is. Game. So come on, let's do hashtag fields. Fields. What are the fields? One key player for both of you tomorrow. What can you see?
You know what? I'm going to be stupid and regressive. I'm going to go with Virat Kohli because I think he's there. He's looking right. He's just not getting that big innings. In that big innings, he just got out. In that 48, he got out. I think he's due a big one, and I really, I think he's going to have a big game.
Hey, what regressive? He's 33. Nice. All right. So you're calling VK and Pom for you?
I'm going with a Lucknow player. And for tomorrow, I think I'll go with Bishnoi.
Nice.
Ravi Bishnoi. That's who I'm going with for tomorrow.
Excellent. I'm going with birthday boy KL Rahul. So that's what we feel. This is based
I think
on
that's
nothing.
Do you know what? That's a conservative effort. I
could have done better.
Guy every week scores runs.
This is like taking engineering or medicine.
I'm taking a safe one. I'm going straight with it.
Let's just go with the guy who got the 100. Right? Okay, well, that's us. That's not business yet. We still have paperwork to finish. I'm talking about the joy factor question. Come on, wrap that up for us, will you, Professor?
Yep. Here goes. Before Kolkata's current captain, this cricketer was the last to make a century and debut in his country. What connects him in the first Indian to hit the winning runs in a test in England? And what?
Doris.
They have the same
Doris.
name. They have the same name. Their fourth name, Abidali. Syed Abidali played for India. Abidali for Pakistan made a century and debut. I think it was at Rawalpindi. And Abidali, 2 players with the same name, but did amazing things for their country.
You can't play for 2 countries. I'm only joking.
Nicely done. Nice.
That is good. No ways I was getting that.
I think somebody did. Somebody did. Yeah. Come on. Let's bring it up. Rishi Rukiana. Well done.
This is a new name. I haven't heard this before. Yeah.
Well done,
well done. We've got a new winner here at the Joy Factor. Well, these are tough ones. So well done, Rishi. Congratulations to you. Are we gonna give him something? Let's give him
Gaurav, you've been promising red tables for the past 4 years and you haven't given him.
Promises, eh?
I mean, aren't they meant to be broken? Come on. They're meant to be broken. All right, let's have a look at the points table real quick before we leave, just to show you the importance of the game tomorrow for both teams. Lucknow, who is at 3, can jump on top of the table if they win big. Fourth, of course, is Bangalore, and they can also support. One of them is going to get to 10 points, but I don't know if they're going to boost their net run rate. I mean, Bangalore can't to jump above Gujarat, but we're going to get a new silver medalist tomorrow by the end of the evening. So that's going to happen then. That's all we have time for right now. It's time for us to go. Either one of you gentlemen here with me tomorrow? Anybody? Somebody? Anybody? You like me?
At the ground. At the ground
nobody
tomorrow.
like me. Nobody like me. Nobody want to be my friend.
We were with
it's all
you
right.
with the best match of the season so
Tell you
far.
who's coming. I tell you who's coming. Rishi's coming.
Rishi's coming to me.
Coming to collect.
All right, we've got Michael and Lisa too. We've got the Ashes going on here on the show.
Oh, nice.
There you go.
Nice,
All right,
nice.
look forward to that. That's going to be at 7 p.m. tomorrow. Cricbuzz, like, am I coming tomorrow? I am, right? Okay, cool. Just checking. I like how I presumed it. All right, so I'm going to be here tomorrow as well. Big thank you to Pommie Mbangwa and to Joy Bhattacharjya. Thank you so much, gentlemen. Thank you for pulling a 2-day shift. It's 10 past 12. So, I'm Gaurav Kapur. You were watching Cricbuzz Live. Good night or good morning.
See you later.